Hello? Do you hear me? Do you see me? So, okay, I see myself. Great, everyone is here. Hey, yes, I see. All right, perfect, guys. How are you? So many people still coming. Let me just, okay, just give me a second, please. So today we have some issues with the air conditioning. Okay, so how you guys doing, huh? Today we have a day 3, and can you please tell me who was there yesterday? So press 1 if you yesterday also were attending and you were listening all the insights from our wonderful Mila Serdukova. Yes, okay, so Bob. Yes, I remember. So you were asking for a link, right? Okay. Day 3, relationship building. So this is a very important topic. I don't know, guys, how you're doing right now, but to build a relationship, this is, I think, that the most crucial part in our business, because if you don't build the relationship, you don't have literally friends. You don't have people in your like a community. You have like an illusion that you have those friends. That's why relationship is important, and today we will let's say touch into this. All right, so next slide. Disclaimer. Let's read it together. The information and the training materials provided in this presentation are for educational and informational purpose only. They are not intended to be a substitute for the professional, finance, legal, or business advice. The content presented in the subject to change and may not cover all aspects of the topic discussed. While the aim is to provide valuable insights and strategies, outcome depends on the various factors, including individual effort, market conditions, and economic variables. Always consult with a qualified professional for the specific advice tailored to your situation. Participation in any training or implementation of any strategy discussed is at your own risk. And I'm reading this for myself. Okay, let's move further. Next slide. Next slide. Your aha moments from yesterday. So can you please share in the chat what aha moments you had yesterday? Still people joining. That's good. So let's put in the chat what aha moments you have. Maybe from the day 1, day 2. And like yesterday, Sharon came out and was sharing with us, like maybe today we have some hands in other rooms, not only in English room. Work as a team is more productive. Absolutely, Sharon. Well done. And we know that based on a real experience, not on a theory. Am I right? Okay, so who is ready? I want to see your hands, guys. Please keep your water next to you. This is important for us to stay hydrated. All right. Okay, I thought I'm the only one that likes to work with the cold leads. Easier for me. No, you are not the one, Lila. Okay, Bob. Bob is here. Bob, share please. Type please like what is your insight? Yes, who is a volunteer? Come on, I will go down to, oh, so Bob is here. Bob, hello, my friend. Did
Hello,
you sign up yesterday?
I think I must have had a brain snap. I think I signed up 5 years ago, but I'll sign up again if it's necessary. I think I fell in love with a philosopher by the name of Andrei Karatov and his mission and vision. Yeah, yeah. I think
Absolutely. Like all of us, right? And that is
yeah.
in our DNA. It's not anymore just in the brain.
And then he started, dreamscaping, and that won me 100%. No problems. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Okay, let's introduce yourself. Like we have here,
yep.
you know, people. So there are people connecting. Um, we have our participants here, and they don't know Bob. Can you, Bob, introduce yourself? Why we have to know you?
Okay. Um, my name's Bob Fordham. I'm from the Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. I joined under Stuart Whitney into the company 5 years ago, October 2018, and I was told that there's going to be something special coming up in 2019, and also we were going off to India that year as well. And I thought, well, great, why not? Let's get into it. So I did, and I'm a consultant. I've done all the mastery courses that have been on. I've done I've participated in all the webinars. I just believe in the mission and the vision and the legacy that we can leave. It's a journey. It's not just a destination that we're on. It's a journey that we have our bumps and humps and ups and downs. And if you stay the path, we will be rewarded. And that's why I admire the people today that are still here, because they can see the mission and vision, and together we'll achieve great things. So,
And we will, bro. We will. Thank you so
yes.
much. Like every word that you just shared, it's going, you know, like directly into my heart. I don't know, guys, about you. Do you feel the same? Like everything that Bob said, it's just like straight to the point. And Bob, tell me, please, like you've been on the many trainings, the same like me, Mila, like why you are here? Well, do you still do the homeworks? What you discover when you do them again and again and again?
Many years ago, Amans, some of my great mentors said that even if you get one nugget out of your training and you can retain that nugget for the rest of your days, it's worth coming. It's worth driving 100, 200 miles and spending a week or spending thousands of dollars in your education. There is no substitute for self-education. And I can thoroughly guarantee this company, Amans, has always put financial literacy at the forefront. And personally, I believe, even with what I thought I knew and already knew 5 years ago, I have developed into a better person. I've developed and matured as an adult in business, with communication skills and understanding and riding all the bumps, and I'm making better financial decisions very, very keenly even at this point in when the world's an absolute shit show at the moment. I'm still making good financial decisions.
That is a great to know. And I think that this testimony we have to put out loud in all the platforms, because people really underestimate what we gain here. I remember when I came to this company, I had no knowledge. I had zero understanding, and everything that I have today is because of this. But today is not about me. What aha moments you get yesterday or day before? We can cover both days.
Yeah, look, many years ago, I discovered the 3 F's as well in sales training, in the psychology of sales. the feel, felt, found. And over the years in my real estate career and my business career, I modified it to my personal way of communicating with people. And there's many ways of mixing it up so that you can adapt it to any situation and develop your compassion and your empathy towards the client that you're talking with. It's not about you when you're doing that. It's about them. And it's about understanding and finding a strategy that'll work. So the feel, felt, found, I really enjoyed reinvigorating the feel, felt, found philosophy into our sales psychology.
Okay, good. Anything else?
Mila's great. Mila has a great way of communicating. She's quirky. She's funny. Her English gets in the way sometimes. I really enjoy that, and which is great. And it just shows that she's human. She's real, and she's not some pie in the sky, guru that's out there. She's done all the hard yards, and she comes from a beautiful heart space. So I can really relate to that. And so, yeah, well done, Mila, and well done, Amans, for your support of Mila. Thank you.
Okay, so that is mom. That is something that we need to dive deeper, if you don't mind. So, which part from yesterday's Mila's, let's say, training,
Yes.
you would light up a little bit for everyone, and maybe you already practice it, and maybe you already have some results that you can share with us?
Yeah, look, many times, the most frustrating thing that you get in trying to convince people into a project, into an idea, it's not how you convince them, it's how you communicate with them to guide them into that. And many times we receive objections, and it's frustrating because your model of the world, Amans, is not my model of the world. So I have to dive deeper into your philosophies, into your communications and the way you communicate, so that when you come up with an objection, I can talk to you in a way that might just work and might convince you to take that chance on what I'm pitching towards you. So the 5 objections is what I worked on as homework. I didn't have a lot of time for much else doing a heap of things today, but I did do my 5 objections, and I wrote 5 stories over those objections of the most common
Can you share
ones.
with us?
Yes. I'm not a salesperson. And you get that a lot when people say, I'm not a salesperson. I can understand how you feel. Many have felt the same way when they are introduced to this MLCI concept. I get it. However, what we have found is by just reading my scratchy note, by sharing the multitude of resources, the links, the information that in the trainings that is offered with others, just to give them the link and tell them to get on the call or get on the webinar, and you decide what you like about it. Who it'll help you to look for what you may be looking for in your life. So the same goals, the same dreams, you'll meet people with those same goals and dreams. So when you share information, and people will take value out of that, and they will value you. So
Perfect.
How does that sound? Would you like to know more? And
absolutely.
You always end with a trial close at the end. You never just leave it just as a statement, because then you could get silence and you don't know where to go. So by asking a trial close question at the end, how do you feel about that, Amans? What do you think about this, Amila? What would you, in your opinion, how does that sound to you? Try and get a response at the end of each objection so that you can know your next steps. I'll share one more because I'm taking up a bit of time here, but yep.
No, it's okay. This is a training. So on the training, this is important.
Okay. I do not have any money. And, that's a common one that everybody gets. And you say, great, Great. Many people have started in this business with zero investment. In fact, you can get started with 0 to 10, as little as $10 US. How does that sound? And you get a little bit of response. Then you say, look, to be honest with you, John, I started with $50 in this business, and now I've generated tens of thousands of dollars in income and commissions. So you can start for free if that's what it takes. But the most important lesson for us all here today is for you to get started. What how does that sound to you, Amans?
Shut up and give me the link.
Exactly.
I will, Bob, absolutely. Like, it resonates, every sentence and every question so that you are asking at the end, it resonates. What I realized during my millions of approaches and conversation that I had with the strangers in some conferences, just bumping, in people just on the street.
Yes.
If your approach is to recruit, you will never recruit.
No.
Write it down, guys. And Bob, like, if you disagree, just like raise your hand and said, Arman, shut up, I disagree because I have this and this experience. Okay. But what I'm doing always, I'm giving the person chance not only to earn the money, because people can earn money in any place. Any work can provide you money, any activity, any sales, anything that you do in this world, basically you can get the money. But when you change your approach and you are not recruiting the person, but you are approaching the person and you are giving that person chance to explore what else is there. Yeah. And then the most importantly is to show him why what you are offering, why that can be helpful, or that could be a possibility for the person just to earn extra $100 or $200 euros, pounds, francs, whatever it is, a month. And when the person starts with the expectation, which is already satisfaction for him, because just for doing side hustle, I can get extra $100. Great. So what I have to do? And then I'm saying nothing. All what you have to do is to find the person in your contact list. And you remember that Mila gave the contact list, never ending contact list. I have today more contacts than I had when I started. And the only reason why I have today more than I started, because every single day I'm meeting the new people. Every single day I'm giving this opportunity to strangers. I'm just approaching them and saying, hey, listen, there is another option for you. If you want it, explore it. If you don't want it, no problem.
Yeah. And when you promote from the heart, Amans, people will recognize the heartfelt cry that you have, the yearning that you have, the passion that you have in your voice, the expertise that you may be promoting, to that person. But when you sell from your ego, when you come from your ego or your wallet, or you just want to get their signature and sign them up, the bullshit meter comes up. Everybody's developed one over the last 3 or 4 years, big time, and they're more aware of sales pitches. So you've got to work out a psychological strategy that's calming, that's engaging with the person, so that you become like a friend to them in a short time, and then you're building like what Mila was talking about last night. You start to build up rapport. And that's the most important part, when they decide to kill off something, that other options, they kill off the other offers that are out there, and they decide, I like you, I will trust you for now, and you have something for me that I can take advantage of. So where do I sign? How do I get involved? What's the next steps? Those are the sorts of things that you need to promote, and you do that very gently, Bentley, along the way with psychological selling, like we're going through here.
Yes, and one more thing, what would you recommend to the other participants based on your experience? You said you are 5 years with the company. I know that we went through a lot of storms, right?
Yes.
Things that we even didn't expect it, but it just happened. And as any entrepreneur, so you just need to shake up and move further, because there are no loss if you don't quit.
Exactly. Because I've engaged in virtually 99 to 100% of the company's resources and offerings. I have arrows in my quiver to fire at people when I get these objections. When they say it's a scam, or when they don't trust somebody, or they don't, whatever. Business is business. We know that, but because I've gone to all the financial literacy trainings, I've done the advanced courses, I know that there are twists and turns in everything we do. And today there's twists and turns. And I admire yourself and Mila and the Coinset concept, because it's going around the storm that we're experiencing at the moment. We could have shut up shop and said it was all too hard. See you later. URL not found. Bye-bye. Money gone. There's another one in the can. See you later. No, we find a way, because of our financial training, Amans, and what Andre has promoted to us. We know that there are options out there. And that's what I recommend. Engage yourself in the training, the freebies, the advanced training, 100%.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Bob. It was a great testimony from your side, and I'm looking forward to lock arms together with you and make this company great again. And to reply on one of the things that you said, like people are saying that this is all this MLM is like a pyramid and scam and all this stuff. So it's very funny when you are saying this to the company who've been already 9 years on the market. 9 years. This is not 9 months. It's not 9 weeks, and not even like 99 days. So this is a 9 years. And during these 9 years, of course, any company will be having the peak and going down to the hitting the rock bottom. But the most importantly is who you have at the steering wheel. If you have a real leaders, then guys, 100% this ship will be reaching the destination.
Yep, 100%. Amans, thank you for the opportunity, and have a great session today.
Thank you so much. So anyone else, or we can move further? Who would like quickly share your aha moments? Please, one more person. Maybe someone in other rooms? Spanish, Italian, Hindi. Who else? Who else we have here? I see that there are people. Okay. Let's then leave it for the later. So let's move ahead. So today's agenda, Chris, sorry. Yes, Chris. You managed.
Yep. I won't put my
Quickly,
camera on.
Bros.
Yes.
Like who you are, why people need to know you.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'm Chris Craswella. I've been in the company 6 years and 2 months. I'm vice president, and I've been overseas probably about 5-6 times. I've been to Belarus about 3 times. One time we were invited by our CEO to do special training.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What I like
What
about
homework?
both. Yep. What I
Well,
like
what
about
homework? What homework you do?
my homework was to make a new list for people to contact. Yeah, because I've contacted so many people, but I still have a lot to go.
How it
Yeah.
went?
It went well. It went well. I contacted a couple of new people today.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I've got to get back to them tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, and the thing I
Aha
like
moment.
about aha moment, well, of course,
From
our
yesterday.
aha moment is both you and Miller with your energy and training. I like the a lot of people go for with the hot, cold, and warm. Most people will go for their families and friends, and I see a couple of smart people. They prefer to go for the cold because you don't feel so bad
Mm-hmm.
when you go for your family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
If you get sometimes a bit emotional about why they can't see what I can see.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you take it very personal, and then it puts you down. You don't want to do something for the next 2 or 3 days. Well, I enjoy talking to most of my team, believe it or not, except 2 people from
Mm-hmm.
the people I didn't know before, never met before, and most of them on social media.
Perfect.
So my
And
team is.
what would you
My,
recommend to the other participants?
oh, look, Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't have rocky seas. Never give up. If you're feeling a bit down, maybe have a talk to a friend that you can trust, or a close friend. But or just take a break for a day, okay, and work out, well, what did I do wrong? How can I approach it better? But never give
Perfect.
up. Yeah, I have people approach me from other companies all the time, and I just say, GL, very politely, I'm not interested. I've got a mission. We got to get this over the line.
Perfect.
Okay. That's
That
very
is a
important.
really impressive. Thank you so much. We will definitely have you and all of our participants on the next sessions. Right now, let's move ahead. Today we have an amazing
Yep.
topic, and that topic is about, next slide, please. Building the strong relationship. That's what we are talking here. And myself, as I said yesterday, I was texting in the chat when Mila was sharing stories. I remember when I started all this journey, and I was approaching all my friends, guys, and I will tell you that all of them were listening, but none of them actually was supporting. Maybe few. I'm talking like out of 1,000 people who I had in my contact list, maybe 2-3 people they were supporting, and all those names, and they are still there in a different form, but they are still there. And that is because we built strong relationship. That is the first topic that we will go through today. Strategies for building the relationship. I will share my personal strategies. If it will work, take it. If it don't work, so then develop your own strategies. But there will be some some examples provided. Turning prospects into the customers and into the business partners. This is one of my favorite, and I know that Mila is like living proof that turning prospect into the customer and then business partner, and to build the innovative system and build the STO and build all these MLCI concept the way that it's built. So this is a living proof, and I'm glad that Mila later on will also join us. and build trust and credibility. This is our agenda for today. Let's move to the next slide, because I would like to quote this gentleman. If you don't know who is Barry Farber, please Google. As I know, so that this person, he was one of the top 10, I believe, like he went into the top 10 radio host, and he just said success is not just about making the money, it's about building relationship, because once you build the relationship, the money will be following you anyway. You will be always able to earn extra $100, $1,000, 10, or even $100,000. It's but the most importantly is like who you become in order for you, someone to pay that money. That is important. And this all is done through the building relationship with your friends, relationship with your customers, relationship with your leaders, relationship with your staff, relationship with your clients, with your co-founders. Like everything is a relationship. And I really, really, really like this quote. So next slide. Now I want to go into the 5 strategies. The first strategy is engaging with authenticity. Okay, when attending the network events, and this is again from my experience. When I was attending the network events, I literally was just sunk into that. I didn't pay attention who is the next to me. Like I was literally in the moment, you know, like I was getting out of that conference, training, whatever it is, networking. I was getting everything out of that, and people like magnets, they were coming to me. Why? Because I was I was basically attracting them. And this is the first thing. The second thing, what I did, I never, you know, went into the hard sales pitch. No, I was always like finding out like who is the next to me, like why they came to the same conference, what they're doing. Like you are starting to find out more and more about that person. And when I was sharing my let's say success story or my business opportunity, I was doing that through the through my story, like where I started, what I did, what happened to me, where I ended up. And all this is giving you the how to say the opportunity to blend together with the person. And one more thing that I did, I remember when I was sharing about my story, I was asking the questions. So do you know someone who had the same challenges? And or for example, have you heard similar stories? What I was doing, I was making the link, you know, like connecting the person imagination in order for him or for her to remember me. Did you get the point? Put thumbs up or plus in the chat, or say I in the chat if you get the point. Exactly, create a memory. You have to make the person every time when he will be thinking about a situation, whatever it is, to remember you. So the link will go directly to you, and then the person will say, "Oh, listen, like I need to get in touch. I need to text that person." And when you will master it, you will realize that you can literally remember that every person that you are meeting in a conference or in a meeting or in some network events. Absolutely. It's called creating a subconscious anchor. Absolutely, Bob. Spot on. So the second one, instead of asking for sell directly, offer your expertise. And this is very important, because when you want to sell, everyone wants to sell. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Every person wants to sell something. Either you are selling your friendship, you are selling your product, you are selling your opportunity, you are selling your community, you are selling your environment, you are selling your birthday, like whatever it is. Every person in this world wants to sell something. The question is, how many buyers are there? And in order for you to sell more efficiently, you need to let's say go through the offering something first. So for example, when I was even today, when I'm doing my approach, right, to let's say cold contact, when I'm approaching, the first thing that I'm giving is I'm giving something valuable. Okay, so after you have a meeting, greeting, so you exchange some information, but after that, I'm giving something valuable. What valuable today I can give? And maybe you can't right now, but then you can find something else. What I'm giving some expertise based on my knowledge, or some expertise based on the city or country where I'm at. I'm giving something that person feels that I want to give first before I get. And this is actually very, I would say, like secret tool in my in my pocket. For example, when I was in London, I was helping the people to get information, whatever they need to know about London. Even if they were asking me something that I didn't know, I was always able to call my friends or someone in London and find out like something useful to give back to the person. It takes maybe, I don't know, 15, 20, sometimes half an hour for you to give something valuable back. But what you are doing, you are creating the mental contact, the mental connect. You're like linking that person to yourself. Is it clear? Or do I need to a little bit share more details? So I see it's clear. Great. Utilize social media platforms wisely. I don't know if you already followed my TikTok. So today I made TikTok account, and thank you very much. So I'm just showing as example that when we are doing the training, this training is not just for you, it's for us. So I created the TikTok account. I recorded couple videos. I created avatar. I was basically today trying myself to go through these steps only for one purpose, to come here and not talk what I did, I don't know, 3-4 years ago with my Instagram account. No, I came here to show you today that you can start with a scratch the same way that I started. I have today about maybe 20 people who are following only after the 3 videos, but there is already hundreds of views. I remember how I started Twitter, like when it was a Twitter, so now it's an X. But when I started Twitter, I had no idea what it is. I was just like on another training. On a training, there was a task to do ABC, and I went into the social media and I started something new. And guys, please write this down. It's not about to impress someone. It's about you to gain the new skill. It's about you to gain the new contact. You know, like when I will, I didn't check yet, but once I will receive the first message from the stranger who will see my video and who will say, hey, hello, I'm interested, I will be celebrating as a kid. You know why? because this is again little result which should be rewarded. And I'm talking about the rewarding by my attitude. Okay, so that's why social media is a powerful tool, and use it wisely. So you can comment comment to the people post. You can get into the different groups. You can start to add some value, bring some knowledge. Even recently, you can check that on my LinkedIn account. I was once we launched our security token, I was basically diving deeper into the securitization and everything. And what I was doing, I was using the ChatGPT. I was creating little not the stories, it's like articles about the securities, and I was basically putting in with, let's say, by correcting those articles, putting in the things that I think should be also added there. And I was going into the groups, and in those groups I was sharing, and people were commenting and saying, wow, this is great, this is a very wise information, so can I have more information? Sure, you can. You need to first show your expertise. You need to first give something valuable and build the trust. It's always about the trust. Follow up consistently. So this is a fourth strategy. I'm sometimes really busy, and you can you can see that on my social media. I don't know, Mila, maybe you do better than me, but sometimes I'm really tired, and I don't even want to go into the social media in order to even, you know, follow up people who are typing something, we're answering on some questions. I know that I need to be more involved in that, but again, so I'm trying as best as possible, and allocating the that amount of time that I can today. But this is important when you are starting. So this consistency is very important, because algorithms of all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, again, Twitter, X, Instagram, or even TikTok. So there are algorithms, and please just Google and find out like what algorithm is there, in order for you to always be on the flow. All right. And nurture your relationships. Again, from one of my experience, there are many people who I approached in 2014, 15, some of the 16. And what I was always doing, like, doesn't matter how hard it is, doesn't matter how much time it takes, but one thing I'm always doing, I'm trying to find the time and contact every person who actively, let's say, I see in the social media or somewhere in my network during the year. Of course, when you have like 100 people to contact every person each day, it's impossible. But what you can do, guys, you can put like that you are contacting the one person per day. And that means that you have a 365 days, and that is a 365 people that you definitely can follow up with. You can contact, you can find out what they're doing, how the things are right now going on. Even if after 1 year you will contact the person, trust me, that is a much more better than just completely forget about the person. Okay. So these are my tips that I would like to share with you. And next slide. Here is like a few steps for building these partners in the business. And the first step is an invitation to the meetings. And what I'm doing, as I said, I'm always approaching the person. I'm helping. I'm giving the value to the person, whatever it is, hot, cold contact. I'm saying like all what you need to do is just to give me the person who have at least who is at least curious about what it's all about. If he is curious about that, then bring that person to me, introduce, we can go for a tea, coffee, we can have a Zoom call, like no strings attached. It's just like a formal meeting. And today, trust me, it's much more easier to build this three-way calls or three-way meetings, because when I started in 2014, at that time, there wasn't that popular networking events. Today, networking is happening all around the corner, right? So that's why to organize the quick meeting between three of you, of course, everyone wants to sell something to you, of course. But you need to understand that, you need to understand that, you need to accept it, you need to hear the person, you need to make some notes, like what it's all about, because you never know, maybe tomorrow you will have another meeting and then you will make this matching, because that person is selling, I don't know, some wood, and this person is looking, to buy a wood, and you will just say, hey, listen, I just had yesterday the meeting, and I can contact you with a person. I don't want to be involved there. You guys, if you will make this deal, I will be happy for you. Guess what you are making? You are making the person who will be always thankful for your matchmaking, and he will be always in contact with you, and at some point he will be open and ready to listen what you offer. So this is again from my personal experience. The second step, it's a meeting one-on-one, or as I said, 2-in-1. Okay, so that is the next meeting. So what you are doing on that meeting, you are helping the person, let's say you are helping the person who brought his friend to close the deal, to involve that person, to give him more detailed information or more value, that person really become thankful for a friend who invited him. And again, you are building the relationship, so you can go back to what we already discussed. So it's all about building the relationship. So the third step, when the person already bought the package or found out what he would like to do in this company, like Bob mentioned that 4 or 5 years ago when someone approached him, probably he also was very skeptical, but look where he is today after 4 or 5 years. So he's still here and he's among us. So you never know who will be actually the next top leader. That's why we are giving the opportunity to everyone, but we are looking for those people who are committed, who are eagerly ready, to hit the best target. So this kind of people we are looking for. And then that is the next step, step 3, local or regional conferences. So as Mila said yesterday, we will be gathering back, we will be going into the small groups, then the small groups we will turn into the little regional conferences. And our aim, guys, is to bring the stadium together for our big event. So that's step-by-step strategy how we will get there. Local and regional MLCI trainings. So now this training, so we will be passing to you guys, and you will be passing to your people, and basically everyone will be getting this information, practicing, getting the results, sharing the results, getting into the safe environment where all of us, we will be able to help each other to build this great and prosperous business. And then on like a last step, as I mentioned, so this is our ultimate goal. It's a big corporate event. and it's a leadership pro business trainings. How many of you would like to get to the 3, 4, 5-day training boot camp? It's like when you are diving really into the training, and not only about the theory, but about the practice, to gain the new skills, to learn from the different experts in their field. I remember how we were bringing, I think it was about like a 25 people to London, to one of the top public speaker. And all of us, we were learning, we were studying, we were practicing, and we were basically becoming more mature in this business. And now I would like to bring my partner, my top leader, and the person who always have our back, Mila Serdyukova. Mila, the next part is yours.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Armand. Thank you a lot for being here with us today. As usual, you've done amazingly well, even though I know you're not feeling well, but you're here to give your best energy to all people. So big hearts and big respect from all of us. Thank you. No, it's like your voice is a little bit lower than usual.
Okay, thank you so much. I can't resist. When there's a training, doesn't matter. So you have a temperature, no problem. Temperature can wait a little bit.
Yes,
okay, Mila, floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So this slide is actually, I want to stay for one more minute. I think it's crucially important because those of you who have been in a business for a while, you know this slide as the business system of MLCI. So if you look at the way how our entire business is built, it's based on these 4 steps, these 4 systems. Each step means that there are certain sub-steps underneath which will identify what are areas people need to work on in order for them to move from step number 1 to step number 2, from step number 2 to 3, and so on. So therefore, I would suggest to really write down or take the print screen of this 4-step, whatever you are, a new person or old person, because the next trainings like today and tomorrow, we will go into each step a bit more detail in order for you to understand how entire system of turning prospects into the customers and the business partners works, because this is the foundation of building business MLCI. And for those of you who wanted to go to extra level, we will offer some leadership courses. We will bring them back. We used to have a different levels, and we were thinking to give them a freshen up look, and we will return back to our community. So we will have courses for entry level, immediate level, and also the high level, which requires lots of additional knowledge. So what do you learn within these 5 days? These are 5 skills, but trust me, this is only the beginning of MLCI. Let's go to the next slide. Let's have a look now in system number 1, step number 1, detail. So first, as Armand mentioned, and I mentioned this yesterday, invitation to the meeting. This is where you taking the first step forward. So you work with your contacts, you find a person who you believe could be a good opportunity for you to invite for the meeting. So you find this your first lead. Let's call it this way. So what are you doing first? You build in the rapport and you know how to do it. And your yesterday homework was to also create impact statement. And I hope that you did, because impact statement is directly linked with building the report. And yesterday we dive much more deeper. What does it mean to create a good reports with the clients? So you have your statement, you know who you're going to talk to, You pre-qualify the prospect, which means that this person, you done some due diligence and you know that this person could be a potential client or maybe even the business partner for you. Of course, you don't need to spend hours to do like a lead research and find the excellent person. It could be just going to the social media, you see somebody made the comment about the business, you click and you look at the person profile. That's it. So you are pre-qualified them because you looked who the person is. Maybe there are common groups, maybe there are common interests, but there's something which then you can use during your conversation. So pre-qualifying, it's very important also to take further to understand if the person is somebody you can work with, or the person might be completely a no-go. And you will have people like this who are completely no-go, and it's fine, because at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. You know, the more people you talk to, the conversion will kicks in, the more you will turn into the warm leads and then hot leads, and then you're closing sale. So that's why the more people you will approach, the higher probability that out of that people you will find few leaders or clients to start with. And make it not that difficult. You can start with one leader only, the person who decided to build a business, and this is enough. And have plenty of evidence where we open entire countries started with one person who said, I wanna do it. I remember, and old members remember Petro Jalba from Italy. He was the one and the first who said, I wanted to do it, and he brought Italy to the map of MLCI. I remember working with Aroha and Sharon, who decided to bring New Zealand and who decided to bring Australia. Only one person. I remember, like in India, when we started with the old team, it was one person who said, you know, I want to put the India on the map. So that's why you don't need to have many people to start with. You need to have many leads because you're looking for the conversion. But even if only one person tell you yes for the business, trust me, it's more than enough to build the entire empire. I was that person who said yes to Armand, and we started to work with English-speaking countries. You know, one person, it's like almost I can give you example of when you throw the stones into the lake. You know, like when you throw the stone, how many waves this stone can create? A lot, but it's only one stone. Of course, if you're gonna keep more and more stones in the water, then the waves will be greater. But to start the wave, it's only need one. So I want you to keep this in mind. So we are not looking to conquer your entire world and send the meeting invitation to everybody because we need everybody. No, we want to reach as many people as possible, but we need to find one person who will be hungry, willing, and open-minded to do the business with you, to be there side by side, working towards common goal. Number 3, the part of the invitation system is to create the curiosity for next meeting. And this is the boldest statement of the invitation system. So the purpose of the first connection, the first touch, is to invite the person to meeting. It could be in person, Zoom, or WhatsApp, whatever it is. Then you would share some information. We will never share information via text. We will never share information via email because it does not work. People nowadays, they don't expect to create their business on text or email. You can text the person when you're already in contact, but if you just keep texting somebody from the cold market, it's very high probability that people will think it's either a spam or they will just block you and they will not take it serious. I don't have from my career in MLCI a single example where I would approach and I got a yes from person from text or email. It doesn't work like this. So therefore, these 3 steps on the invitation system is the key. First, you build in the rapport. Second, you pre-qualify the prospect. And number 3, you create the curiosity to invite for the next meeting. Let's go to the next slide. So your invitation or your first touch, first attempt could be as simple as this example on the slide. Hello, John, how are you doing? Long time no see. Or hello, John, how are you doing? I saw you post on social media and thought of myself it will be good to reconnect with you. So this obviously will work with people who you already maybe know from from your past. And again, this is just an example of their kind of first few sentences, hello, and like continuation of this. But of course, the proper invitation system needs to be much more specified, because it's very unlikely that a reply of this on this post will be, yes, I'm good, let's have a meeting tomorrow. You need to add something extra to the invitation itself to make it attractive to the person. So it could be something which you would like to share. So for example, I used to use this line a lot, especially on Facebook. I would say, hello John, how are you? It's been a long time and I have not seen. I'm currently being involved in a very interesting project, and I know that you've been looking for a side income. If this is still the case, let me know. I would like to meet with you this week. Something like this. So you see, in one sentence or in one paragraph, I kind of try to build a relationship, or a fresh relationship in this case. That's, I identify the person, I identify what is the common we have, I identify the purpose and pre-qualify them, him asking, are you still interested in this? And I also give them this curiosity factor, saying that there is a project I'm working with and I'm sure this is something you will be keen to look at. Let me know if this is the case and you're still looking for income streams, something like this, you know. But idea is to put the message, put something out there which you know the answer will be yes, let's have a look, let's have a follow-up. With a cold market, of course, you need to build up a little bit more deeper invitation system, because the person have no idea who you are, and you cannot assume what this person is like, what the person is looking for. So with the cold market, you need to work a bit more detail and trying to build a relationship based on the groups or common interest, because you cannot assume what person wants or needs are unless you ask. So therefore, common groups or some posts which you can relate to, it could be, for example, if you use the social media and you go to Instagram, let's say, there are plenty of posts about the business entrepreneurship. And if you look under this post, there are plenty of people who comment, especially if you go for some very well-known channels like a Forbes or Entrepreneur Mindset or Successful Mindful Entrepreneurs. Like I follow in a couple of channels myself, so they give a very good content. And always under this videos of posts, there are people who comment, who will say, yes, I agree, yes, this is cool, I'm happy, I'm ready. And these are all our leads. And we can build the first step with them. So we can invite them for further meeting. We can get to know each other a bit better. Of course, if this is the first time when you touch the person, I would not recommend in one sentence to, or in one message to put everything. Because if you say everything in one go, the person might feel that you're trying to sell something. And this is always a no-go, because people don't like to, that's when somebody is selling anything to them. People love to buy. Actually, let's do a little questionnaire. Who like to buy things? Put one. And put one. Who like to buy things generally? one. Okay. Yeah, I can see in English chat we have lots of ones. So people do love to buy. And now put number 2 if you like when people selling you something. Put number 2 if you like when people are selling you something. Well, I didn't see any. Well, Bob's put 2 sometimes, but majority of the time people like to buy, but they don't like when somebody is selling to them. Interesting, huh? But at the same time, we need people who will sell us something, or we need the advertisement. We need something which will make us buy the product. Just think about this. It's very interesting and deep. You can dive much more deeper than like by thinking about this. It's a part of the human psychology. We like to buy things. We love to buy for ourselves, for friends, for family, you name it. But nobody likes when you just go out on the street and people approach you and try to sell you something. And the reason is why we don't like this, because we don't like to randomly being approached out of blue when somebody trying to sell us something which we might not even need. But if person, or if you looking to buy a TV and you're receiving a message on your phone notification that exactly your TV today with a 30% off, you would be happy to see a message like this. You would be happy that somebody reached you out and told you about this information because you were looking for this TV. So this is the difference. So we don't like when people sell us something out of blue, what we don't need, but we love when people are selling us or to giving us something which we're looking for, and they have answer for us. They have something to offer. This is what we love and we would appreciate. So this is the whole key concept of MLCI. It's not to be selling, but being the person who can solve the problem of the prospect. So we are not selling them. We are solving the problem. We're providing solutions. If you will think about this, and if you will really put this in your mind, and you put this approach to every single person who you're talking to, who you're planning to invite, you will see a big game changer in your business and your entrepreneurship. When you're the person who is not there to sell, but when you are a person who tries to solve, it's changed everything. From the salesperson, you become, like a god, a doctor who have the, cure for every single problem which person might have. And if you will have a look on some of our projects, you can be that person. And it's majority of the cases, it's not even about what product can solve, because there are some projects which the product play the crucial role. But there are people who dare to solve the financial and educational challenges, which we can dare to offer through our business system, MLCI, by teaching people how to build a business, how to become more financially financially educated. So we can be those who helping the people all over the world with whatever the challenges they have. If you have a challenge for money, we have an answer. If you have a challenge to looking for some, mission, vision, if you want to be involved in a company which can change the people, people lives in general, we have the answer. If you're looking for specific projects or products, we also have plenty to offer. Yes, Chris, as you said, if we improve your situation, absolutely. That's why we have the business, because again, it's not everybody who will be doing business like 10 out of 10 people. No, but we need to find those people who willing, who want it, who looking for this. That's why it's so important to do like everything what we said before, to build in the rapport, to have a listening skills, to be able to identify what person needs are. But let's go one by one. So the invitation system. This is the first attempt when you invite the person, and we learn 3 components which you can use in order for you to make the invitation powerful. It's building the rapport, pre-qualifying the prospect by finding information about them or something which you can have in common, and create the curiosity for the next meeting. Whatever you do this in few conversations, it's fine, but the point of their first step is to move forward to the second step. Let's go to the next slide. So the second step is one of the most important, because this is where all the magic has happened. It's meeting itself, expected meeting. So we don't do the meetings out of blue. It's not like you send a message to the person and you put ending something like this, when if you want to have more, let me know. Like, let you know what. Be specific. You need to be specific, and your meetings needs to be arranged. And there are two main reasons for this. You need to respect your time, because now you become an entrepreneur, and when you work for yourself, it's a big game changer. Like, I've been in the both roles. I've been in the role when I work in office 9 to 5, and I've been in the role when I'm entrepreneur. And being an entrepreneur, especially at the beginning, for me, it was much more harder, because I so get used to somebody giving me like orders what to do, that I have a specific time when I clock in an office and clock out. And when I like let go my ex work, becoming to work as an entrepreneur, I was like, first, wake up in the morning, what shall I do? I don't need to go to work. I don't need to do any other things which I usually would have done at work. What shall I do? And, you know, from one hand, it gives you lots of power, but from another hand, if you're not ready to really turn this into steps which will bring you closer to the goal, then you might end up being just lazy. And this is not a way how entrepreneurs work. The laziness is one of the reasons why entrepreneurs are not moving towards the like powerful goals, because they play in small, because they feel like lazy to go to the next level. And this is probably another topic for another day, but it's important for you to, number one, to value your time, because you now become an entrepreneur and you know how valuable it's your time. You plan in your day, whatever you decided to do the business for a few hours per day, or maybe more, like entire day, it's entirely up to you. But you need to remember to, how to put it in the right way. You need to make sure that you understand how valuable the time is. We will talk about this on a day number 5, but this is the asset which we cannot buy back. We cannot buy back time. Once it's gone, it's gone. So therefore, you need to be precise when you are talking to the clients and you invite them, because you value your time, and the most important, you value another person's time too. And when you invite somebody to the meeting, your last sentence should be, let's meet tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Let me know if time works for you. So you never let go just on a catch-up phrase, expecting that person, potential clients, will come back to you with a specific time. No, you're the one who bring the specific time at the end of the invitation, and the prospect will tell, yes, I agree, the time is working, or what will be the worst case scenario? The person might say, no, this time is not good. And then you can always ask, okay, give me alternative time. But always finish your invite, your step 1, with a specification about your next meeting. Propose your next meeting time. So we are now back to the presentation itself. So the actual meeting, expected meeting, your goal will be to find out needs. What are the problems, pain, struggle, motivation, dreams, and goals, and how this opportunity, and how you can turn this opportunity, like whether it's a business or the product, how can you solve this challenges which person has? And these next 8 steps, you can actually build entire script based on these 8 steps, and this will be one of your homework. So you better to listen this up carefully. To build up your script, to build up your presentation. We have example of the presentation. We have a beautiful presentation. In fact, we have so many people working on the different departments to make sure that presentations are looking professional, they look tidy, they look nice, they look catchy. But again, remember yesterday we spoke about communication. The presentation, it's non-verbal, the last bit, which is the like 8, which there to help you with your words, with your presentation. But it's not everything, because the people buy from people. People will not buy because slides are pretty. Slides are pretty, it's a good tip, but it's not the reason why people will buy. So these 8 steps are crucial for you to go through entire process to making sure that whatever you're there to offering this person, whatever the reason you invite that person, could be satisfactory. So first, introduction, which is very fast forward step, is to could be, hello, how you doing, like on Zoom if this is online meeting, or if it's physical contact, if you see the person in reality, you can always give a handshake or some physical contact, because again, part of them NLP teachings says that if you create the physical contact at the beginning, there is a higher probability that person will like you. I don't know if I 100% agree on this, because I had the cases where I would try to touch the person and I actually saw the person taking the step back, which was so weird. So I think it depends on personality. But yes, if you're a person who like touching, and if you're like friendly and you want to bring this in your first meeting, and you see the person next to you or like who's coming for the meeting also this type of, then of course you can go and you can touch a little, even to the shoulder, to the hand. It will give you some extra points, because for majority of people it will work. But there are some people who genuinely don't like to have a physical contact, so maybe it's not for everybody. But this is the first step. So be friendly, be who you are, be yourself. Don't try to come as the very serious entrepreneur if you are not. If you the person who like to make jokes, then so be it. The beautiful example is Aiden Ward from Australia. Unfortunately, I didn't see him on this training today, but he's an amazing example how humble and funny, and the key is who he is. It's Aiden. I cannot find the words to describe him, but people who know Aiden, and put the plus if you agree with me, he has this energy around him. It's light, it's easy, it's funny, and the way how he put himself, it's like it's him, and he will never be changed, and he doesn't need to be changed, because that's what makes him him, and people love this. So that's why the first step, just be who you are, and don't try to put the mask in your face, because it won't work. And as I said yesterday, you will attract exactly the people that you need to attract in your life. Step number 2, before you go into the presentation and you explain in person who we are, what do we do, take time to find out why person is here. Of course, if you sit in front of the potential prospects and you say, hey John, what are your dreams, person can look at you like, what this girl is talking about. I came for some business presentation or product presentation, and she's asking me about the dreams, like red alert, something is dodgy going on. So you don't need to drop it like this, again, this slides, this is a frame how it should be, but you need to work around to make it you. But the point of the point number 2 is to build a rapport. This is actually the place where you build a rapport with the person. You're trying to find out what is the driver that person have, why this John came to the meeting, what John is looking for. Is John is looking for business? Is John is looking for becoming, or maybe he has a passion becoming a speaker, or maybe John has a passion to learn something new. So you need to find out the set of questions, which we actually also have prepared, but not for this training. You will be able to do some of the basic questions yourself. And for those who want to dive deeper, as I said, we're going to invite for different levels of deepness of the MLCI Business Mastery. Oh, here we are, even just come up with a new business training name. But the point of needs, to find out the needs, is to build the rapport and ask what the person is all about. And it could be something really easy, touchy. It could be something like, what can you please tell me before we start? Can you tell me what will be your expectations? I love this question, guys. I love this question, because this question, it doesn't sound salesy. It doesn't sound like you're pushy. It just, you are asking like, so before we start, can you please tell me what your expectations? So I can really, instead of just going to just standard presentation, I can maybe create something for you. So straight away, you're saying that you're telling the person that you try to customize something. You're there for them. You're not there just to go through the slides. Some people don't even use slides, and it's also okay. Slides there as the framework, not as something you must to say like this. It's just a helping tool. So this question, I use it a lot, and this could be one of your questions if you find this question is good. So you need to create this little bridge between the actual presentation of the product and opportunity and the person who just came to see it. When you completed this bridge, so let's use my question as example. What will your expectation? And John is telling me, hey Mila, you know, my expectation is well, nothing serious. This is the first time when I actually see you, and I'm expecting you to show me some project you mentioned about the gaming industry. I'm a gamer myself. I do this, you know, like part-time. My family don't really like me of playing the games, and I know it's maybe silly, but hey, you told me that this project can also give some financial rewards, and actually this seems interesting, so I expect you to tell me more. Bingo. I can grab few points out of this. I can grab the point that he liked the gaming, he has experience. So I know during my presentation at what point I should emphasize. I should talk about the gaming team, their expertise, because he will understand what I'm talking about. He also mentioned about that family don't like. Well, I can use this point also in my presentation and give him example how to make his hobby into the business. Will your family like when playing the games? It will not be just the time when you sit in your room, but you can really become a business professional in this industry. Not necessarily by playing the game, but you can create your business around your favorite industry. This is the second point I can pick from the little answer he gave me. And point number 3, it's earnings. You know, like earnings. I can create something, or I can talk about the business opportunities which is there through the buying token. What will be the token potential by creating additional income stream through MLCI? So you see how my question allow me to select the points from his answer, so my presentation will be around him. I will have a standard presentation. My presentation is always a standard presentation slides, but the way how I will read and present this presentation is different, because it depends on the person who I'm presenting to, because it depends on what their needs are. Can you please, from 1 to 10, because this is the key for building the business, from 1 where you're a bit confused, and from 10 when it's clear, how to create and ask this, identify the needs, which then will be a bridge to your presentation. Because your presentation, this is the place, this is your time when you can answer all these concerns and you can find the right solution for the person, because we are here to find the solution. Awesome. I can see some replies. Thanks, Chris, Sharon, Laura. Exactly. Linda, I can see lots of 10s and in fact 11s in English room. I hope other language rooms also understand this. This is the bridge into to finding solution for your client. So your presentation is short. It's something 15-20 minutes long. It doesn't need to be hours and hours presentation. And in fact, if you're doing the presentation for the first time, person might not even they will not remember everything. That's why there are lots of things which you do after the presentation as well. The presentation is one of the steps, but it's not main reason for the meeting. So after you present and you emphasize on those areas which you believe important for the person who sits next to you, you go to the objection handling with the confidence. you use yesterday techniques we learned 3F, and which Bob was beautifully demonstrated. And thanks a lot, Bob, for your passion. And you've been through all the presentations we have. Bob's such a great support. Sometimes, like, I see his message in the chat, and I was like, you know what, that's it. If Bob here, I can go for an entire day. So it's good to have support like Bob. So thank you. Number 4, when you're done the objections, when you handle objections, then you go to the motivation part. So the motivation part, it's important because you are trying to kind of summarize. So now I answered all your questions, objections. So what will be what will be the next steps? And here, motivation, if you look at the traditional sales, the motivation can always build on one of these 2 pillars. It's either fear of losing, or you gain in something. So it's either you gain or it's paid, actually exactly what it says in the slide. So you can use both strategies. Either you summarize that if the person will be taking the actions, he will be gaining a lot. And gaining, it could be different stages we have in the project. So let's say this gaming industry, Red Pad Games token. So when you sell the package of the Red Pad game, so it has a stages. So you can tell the person that, you know, if you join in now today, and if you will have a look at your convenience, what package is good for you, you would be able to get extra points, extra tokens as a part of the package, because today we have a promotion, or because today we're on a stage number 1, where people can get the most of the value. So this is the strategy of gain. So I motivate the person of take actions so he can gain more. Or if I want to use fear of loss, I would say, if you do it today, I recommend you to do it within this time frame, whatever the time frame is, because if you don't, then company will move forward to the next stage, and the pricing which you see today will not be relevant anymore. So make sure that you don't lose this opportunity, because if you do, you will pay more for something which you can receive with a better value today. So again, this is another strategy. Now I use example of pain. So if you don't do this, then you will lose. Then you will lose the opportunity. So whatever this works for you, it's fine in any way. But these 2 main strategies of motivation, it's always work. And we do in life everything out of either we want to gain, or we're scared to receive pain, we're scared to lose this opportunity. It's all our decisions based on this, either gain or pain. Do some little analysis like yourself in order for you to actually test this. Number 6, so when you finish the motivation, you give this last bit, then you discuss, and so what will be the next? So where you see yourself, or how you see this things moving forward. And you need to give person time to explain this, because it's important. It's allow you to understand what is inside of that person's head. So you give everything from your end, you explain, you answer the question, you motivate the person, and now this option, this is where you need to close your mouth and listen to the prospect carefully, because now it's his turn to tell you what is his plan to do next. And whatever that's the plan will be, some people can tell you, well, I need to go and think about, some people can say, well, I'm actually very excited, so I'm looking forward to get myself the package and attend the next meeting. So whatever that's this step will be, your next answer on that will be guidance, what will happen next. So if the person will tell you, let's say on these options, if the person will tell you, well, I need to go home and think about it, then you reply, okay, well, perfect, John. So what is that you need to think about? Maybe I can help and send you some material. So you try to kind of understand what will be the person next steps and how can you support that person. And then John can tell you, saying, well, yeah, it will be good if you can actually send me maybe some links and follow up, like some videos, like whatever it is. He will tell you what exactly he needs from your end in order for him to move forward. And after you have this reflective conversation with the person, you should know at the end of this discussion what will be the next steps, what this person will be doing after he's leaving the meeting. Is he gonna read more? Is he gonna need to talk to wife, to husband? If he need to talk to kids, if he needs to do anything, and what exactly he needs to be doing, so you can do the closing better in order to support that person. Again, we are not aiming to have a sale on the first meeting. Sometimes people can have sales, and they can say, you know what, I'm happy to go and buy the package right now. I want to go and log into the back office, and it's fine. You can give the link, you can log into the back office, you can show the ecosystem we have, and you can explain a bit more detail. It's entirely up to you, but preferably would be to give people first meeting, give him information, and to touch him next meeting with the precise steps, what he or she will be doing next. Because then it will be more powerful, because if you do everything in one go and person go home and he shared with somebody at home that's, well, I just been in a meeting and I purchased the package, now I have some tokens of the game, the person who has not been on this meeting, he, like wife or husband, can be can tell him lots of bad things about the person who just came home excited, and this person will be demotivated completely. And I knew this stories a lot when people were sharing that they've been so happy after the meeting and they come home and completely ruined by the partner, because the partner was not on the same level. The partner could not understand. The partner was afraid that it's all scam and pyramid, and the partner was just panicking. That's how you even purchased something, you didn't consult with me. So it's like entire loop of the nightmares. So that's why don't try to push the first sale on the first meeting. Rather ask what will be the person next step, and then support the person into his next step. And the next step could be the place where he will come in with his maybe partner, or he will be doing some due diligence at home, and then will make a aware decision. We don't want people just jump into this because it's either now or never. It doesn't work like this. We want people to make aware decisions. We want people to be sure that what we have is suitable for them. That's why it's very important to, when you arrange next meeting, which is step number 8, you actually fix the appointment with that person, and the next meeting will be about the next step journey. How can you support that person? You don't need any more explain about the project or like about the business opportunity. You do this in the first meeting, but in the second meeting, the objections are different. And the second meeting, this will be the place where the person will be getting into actions. And so these are 8 steps. So we went through them with probably 20 minutes. Put plus if you find it useful, and if you have lots of notes taken, because this is actually foundation of not just the MLCI business system, but foundation of any pretty much sales and marketing. When you are trying to build a good relationship with a person, you want to actually turn the clients into the prospects to the clients and to the business partner. And if you're gonna have these 8 steps on your meeting with the prospects, if you do them exactly like this, and you follow the same logic, not the steps itself important, but the logic behind it is important, then you would be able to see much more high conversion, and people will be more willing to attend second meeting. People will be more willing to listen to you, to work with you, to be part of your team, because this structure will help them to dive deeper themselves, but also in the case if they want to do business, they can just simply duplicate it. Let's go to the next slide. So the mistakes to avoid, and this is something we're going to go very quick. So first, don't get straight into the selling. As I mentioned before, we are not here to sell. We don't want to just look like a desperate salesperson who need to sell the products. We're there to serve. Number two, let your prospects speak. This is one of the common mistakes, especially for new people who start the business. They speak a lot. It's actually when you do the presentation of the product, you speak. But presentation, it's not entire meeting. Let me check how careful you are with your notes. What step actual presentation is? Out of 8 steps, presentation, what step does it in our system of the meeting? Give me a number. I can see only Sharon replies in English. Do you have other rooms? Maybe translators can also put some notes in chat if you guys have time, or moderators. It will be good to see the feedback from another rooms. We have a few more rooms in other language. Sharon, it seems like you're only the one who know the answer. It's number 3. So the presentation itself, it's number 3. So this is where you actually talking a lot to yourself, because you explain and you do the product presentation. But the rest, introduction, identifying the needs, objection handling, motivation, options, closing, this always a dialogue. It's not like you go everything, the monologue from 1 to 8, and you just tell. It would not work. The person will find boring. The person will be not committed. They will be just like there as a passive listeners. Remember, we learned that yesterday. So let your prospect to speak and listen, people. It's one of the key I forgot skills. One of the key skills we learned yesterday. So don't be the person who turn the meeting into monologue. It's always a dialogue between you and that person who you're meeting with. Number 3, prospects should talk more than you do. Listen carefully. We build our meetings around the people's needs. So when you listen carefully, you can find out all information about the person, and you can alter your offer better, because then you know what person is looking for. I think I mentioned about this already. Don't give too much information in one go. This will be also a very important point, because sometimes people want to give so much in the first meeting, and for person who come in for the first time, it could be a bit overwhelming, especially if you have the new terms, new MLCI business, and we have packages, tokens, skins, games, crypto. Like, it's a lot to handle. So make sure that you don't give too much information, and if you give information, you give portionally, and you always seek the feedback. So if you say some sentence and you look at the person next to you and you see that person is lost, you can just ask, like, is everything okay? Like, are you with me on this? Do I need to rephrase? Or you can always ask a question, like what do you understood? Or is it something you would like me to clarify? So we want to really have feedback from the person to making sure that we are not just talking to the wall, that the person is get it what you explain, because otherwise it's like you will be excitedly talking about everything, but if person next to you kind of don't get it, then it will be like he will be sitting there thinking it's too rude to interrupt you, and you sitting there thinking, wow, he's not in, like, he gets everything. This is my chance now to tell everything I know for the last 5 years about this company. It doesn't work like this. The less information is better, because if the person will be willing to continue this journey, he will learn as he goes. Also, do not make your meetings with the prospect too long. People lose attention quite quickly. again, make sure that you know how much your time is worth. And yes, Armand put the funny message. Do you want to say something? As I mentioned yesterday, our first meeting was extremely long, and I was really, really tired at the end of this. But I was very curious to see where this guy is taken. You know, like what is the like what is the finale of this meeting? What he wants from me? But yes, it was the funny time. But yes, so generally don't make meetings too long, because again, it's not productive. You will learn productivity skill on Friday, where there are certain time which you can be productive out of day. You cannot be productive 24/7. So if you only have, let's say, 3, 4, 5 hours per day, and this is the time for you to do the presentations, then it's better to have a presentation with 3 people or 4 people and have, let's say, 1 hour each together with everything. Hello, like greeting, needs, presentation, objection, motivation, like everything. 1 hour is more than enough, rather than have meeting with one person and do this 3 hours long. So therefore, also to be productive, make sure that you schedule accordingly to your needs, how much time you're willing to invest in this business. And last one, but not the least, is avoid being too pushy. Sometimes people, and I'm seeing this, really try to push a lot. Like when you do the presentations and when you have a first meeting in general, don't be too pushy. Sometimes even if you're asking about meeting and time, it depends how you ask it. If you just tell the person, okay, it's tomorrow 2 o'clock, let's meet, I write it down in the schedule, we'll send you now an invitation. This will be too pushy. Like, I didn't even answer if the time is good for me and you're already asking for the invitation. Like, hello, calm down. So you need to really have a conversation with the person and not being too pushy. If you want to have a person commitment for the time, you first drop the option, then you ask how these options sound to that person, then you hear the answer, and then you reflect back. Whatever you said, yes, perfect, it works, or okay, what about the next Thursday? So it's not, don't be too pushy with the assumption clause that the person already said yes to you. There are different techniques in sales, and sometimes like you can use these techniques in order to speed up the decision-making process, but there is a little line between speeding up decision-making and being too pushy. Yes, we want people to make decisions faster, because as statistics shows, the people will make decisions within first 72 hours, I believe. 24 hours, it's important as yes or no in general. Next 24 hours, it will be for whatever, it will be how actively the person will be involved. And if it's after 72 hours, then motivation of the person will be goes down. So you only have a little a window of opportunity to really move forward with that person feedback. And if person did not come back to you after 3 days, then unless the person is busy, maybe he's not that interested in the first place. But it doesn't give us rights to be pushy. We don't want to push people to do something they're not comfortable with. We want to serve people. We want to make the presentations and meetings comfortable, and to, again, find the solution. So these are general mistakes to avoid. And if you follow them during your meetings, you will see how much you can improve, and your meetings will be much more productive if you will avoiding these mistakes. Let's go to the next slide. So the next meeting, which could be on place, it's entirely up to you. It's step number 8 from the previous slide. It's fixed next appointment for the meetings 2-on-1. I did not do a lot of meetings 2-on-1, to be honest, and it was different reasons why, but I kind of felt comfortable, and I wanted to do my meeting myself. There is another deeper training about how to become independent and MLCI, and I think my motivation in life in general is to be independent. So this is who I am. I always wanted to grow faster, to leave myself, have my own space. I want to become independent in my entire life, and my biggest goal it's actually being completely independent, do what I love to do without thinking about any restraints or concerns, to be free to do whatever you wanted to do, to be independent in this life. That's why when I started building this business, this desire to be independent been with me from day one. So I didn't do a lot of two-on-one meetings, because I wanted to learn fast myself, so then I'm not dependent on anybody else. But there are lots of people who require two-on-one meetings, and when you're new to the business, these two-on-one meetings can help you to learn faster, and they can be more comfortable, because this meeting will be with somebody who's been in a company for a while, either the person who introduced you to the business, or if it's product, it could be meeting with a product manager or somebody who can explain the product a bit more detail. And this always work and a little like a little bridge. When you finish your first meeting, when you do the closing, the last bit, the arrangement for the next meeting, step number 8, you confirm the time for next meeting. And then you can say, well, something like this. To make sure I present you with correct information, I would like to invite my business partner who has more experience in the business than I am. So you telling them at the beginning that it could be an extra person for the next meeting who is more qualified and can share a bit more information. And then again, you can do this two-on-one meetings. It's entirely up to you, or you can skip them if you feel comfortable to do the presentation yourself. But depending on the conversation during the three-way meeting, you should have a clear understanding what person liked the most. If you're talking about the business, then you lead them to MLCI business steps. If the person is about education, then you tell them about what are the courses available. And if the person is about investment, then or the product, then you can lead them to the available projects we have in our ecosystem. So the three ways meetings could be very useful. And I know there are many people who started the business where they will get the first touch with the person, and they will ask the sponsor or somebody in team to do the meeting themselves, because the person might not have enough skills, maybe fear of giving the wrong information. It could be many reasons why people need support, but generally three-way meetings are very useful. And in network marketing in general, three-way meetings is the place where you show that you care about person. So you will find the time to do the presentation for somebody else. And this is great. This is the way how businesses work, when you're helping other people to be successful, and their result will have a positive influence on your result. This is where it's win-win for everybody. Let's go to the next slide. So the building trust and credibility checklist. So now you know how to invite the person and create curiosity for actually meeting or rendezvous. It's also one of the names for that for this process. We learn with you step number 2, how to conduct meetings, what are the 8 components of the meetings, and we learn about what could be the next step, either a 2-on-1 meeting, or the next step could be just follow up with the person and have a second appointment with you if you don't like to have 2-on-1 meetings, and discuss about action plan of that person. And now let's have a quickly the checklist, which you can print and you can have a look and have it with you as something which is there for your own sake, to making sure that when you are in contact with a person, with your prospect, you have everything is ticked. First, be transparent and honest. I think it's very straightforward. Uphold personal integrity. It's very important to be you, to be transparent, always speak the truth. don't overestimate. The good example of the overestimation will be the projects which are related to sensitive price of the instrument. So let's say we have some projects which contain points or utility tokens, and if you build your presentation based on buy the token for cheap and tomorrow sell for more, is this something you're honest? Are you speaking the truth? Or maybe you should explain your prospect what are the prerequisites in order for token to go up, and what are the risks included, because every single sale which has a token or investment instrument involved, it's always a risk. And remember, when we talk about we want to build a relationship based on trust, so this being having integrity, making sure that you're honest, is one of the most important topics. Don't just oversell for you to sake of having commissions, or sake of having the person to register and become a client. It's not worth it. I know there are many people who purchase the products just because they're being oversold, and these people are complaining a lot. These people, the biggest problems, because what they've been presented, it is not what it is in true. And it's not here to blame anybody. Again, it's duplication works sometimes in a weird ways in network marketing. You probably have seen the little movie where 10 people stand in line and one person whisper to the ear next person, and the person number 10 has completely different outcome. And this is how the business works. Unfortunately, we can do the tests, we can do the trainings like this, we can give a lot of information, but each person will add something personal to the presentation, to the offering, which is okay as far as we are true, as far as we are not mis-selling and misusing information, because this is exactly what will bring the trouble, you and the company, and you will lose the trust among the person who you presented to this opportunity. Maintain consistency, so to demonstrate reliability. Be consistent with your actions and follow through your commitments. So what this means is, if you said you will be at that meeting, then make sure that you're on this meeting on time, that you're consistent. If you have new people who join your network and you are building the trainings with them, be example. Be example of who you are, so they can also have a look at you as somebody who they want to be in one day alike. So that's why maintain consistency. It's really important to not just talking the talk, but walking the walk as well. Number 3, invest in relationship. Build and nurture positive connections. Take the time to establish strong relationship with your network, show the genuine interest in success, and provide them support when needed. I think we discussed today a lot relationship, and our skills for today, it's actually relationship, but I cannot stress enough how important to really create amazing positive mindset and attitude among the people who you build in the business. And the best way to do is, if you can, and if you live in the same city, have a meetings face to face. Maybe you have opportunity to have a little office, or maybe somebody room can be your corporate office. But I remember when we opened office in London, myself and Armand, Aneta, Elena was there, Ruta was there a lot, Zeni, and many other beautiful people. We have this energy, we have this vibe. We were coming to the office to learn, to grow, to just spend time together, and it was cool. This is where I think we build really lifelong relationships, because we spend the time together. So it's very important to invest in your relationships with your team members. Skill number 4, or the checklist point number 4, ensure to communicate effectively. Ensure that you have a clear and open communication. Practice clear communication and be open to feedback. Effective communication fosters understanding and trust. We talked yesterday entire day about effective communication, so I don't think I need to emphasize on this more than it says. Step number 5, demonstrate your expertise. Showcase your knowledge, share your expertise and knowledge about the product, about the MLCI industry. Be knowledgeable, make you credible and trustworthy leader in your network. But don't take it to the level where you feel like you need to be perfect. This is one of the downside of the MLM and network marketing in general, desire to be perfect. And this is something I really worked on a lot. Like, I believe I'm not that picky anymore. But when I started, I want to really everything to be perfect. I want to have a perfect meetings that everybody is, you know, like exactly the perfect way, manageable, and we're repeating everything in a certain way, in certain like in certain structure. And sometimes you need to let it go. Yes, you need to have a knowledge, because knowledge is important, but it doesn't need to be perfect. You don't need to know everything. When you invite person to the presentation for the first time for your meeting, and you share about opportunity, you already have extra knowledge which that person doesn't have. And to start with, this is enough to have the knowledge about what are you presenting. You don't need to dive deeper and learn everything about, let's say, if you present the opportunity based on the gaming industry, you don't need to learn everything about gaming industry and then you do the presentation. If you do this way, you will never reach when you will be comfortable to do the presentation. You need to start doing the presentation in order for you to be able to increase your knowledge. So it's completely opposite. This is a big thing. And again, for new people, please don't wait until you're perfect with your meetings, until you know everything about the product. It's always room for improvement, and their knowledge always, you know, there to be updated. You can start building with very small knowledge, and that's why the 2-on-1 meetings can help you if you believe that you need external confirmation from somebody who's been in the company for a while. Let's go to the next slide. Checklist. Oh, that's it. So these are 5 main points from checklists. For some reason, I thought that we have 2 more. And now we have one exercise. I wanted to do this exercise in groups, but I can see like we are almost reaching 2 hours. So probably we can take this exercise as your homework in the group. It will be good if you can pair up with somebody. We have a chat in Telegram where you can find the person who would like to do this exercise together with you. An idea of this exercise is to create the personal network strategy. It's only 10 minutes exercise. An objective is to enable participants to reflect and develop your own personalized strategy for networking and relationship building. So step number 1, what do you need to do? You need to identify your goal. What is that you wanted to achieve in MLCI? What is your goal? It could be you want to achieve certain rank, or it could be that you want to achieve certain knowledge, certain business outcome, commissions, whatever it is. Maybe you wanted to open new country, whatever that's your goal is. But step number 1, to identify what is your MLCI goal. Choose only one. Number 2, define your value proposition. Think about unique value you can offer the prospect. Think of something, either think about product and business opportunity. You can choose any of those. You can either imagine that prospect who you're meeting with, meeting there for the product because they're interested maybe in Everson product, or you can imagine that you're meeting with a person who's specifically interested in the business relationship. So define what will be your unique value you can offer the prospect in both of this group. For the product, and for the business. Step number 3, what will be the audience? Target your audience. Who you will talk to, who would be your ideal individual, your ideal clients. There are lots of studies in traditional sales and marketing where before you open the business, you need to know who's your ideal client, not for the sake of finding ideal clients in the outside world, because they might not even exist, because we don't live in an idealistic world, in a perfect world, but idea of understanding who your ideal client will be to able customize your offer in a way that it will be suitable for those who you're seeking to. For example, let's go through these steps together. So my goal, I would like to close consultant within next 10 days. This is my goal. Number 2, my value proposition. My value proposition will be in the opportunity of building a business through the Redpad Games package offering to people who want to earn or create additional income streams by being involved into the gaming industry. Cool. Sound like a cool proposition. Number 3, my audience will be youngsters at the early 20s or better 30s who actually maybe never had a job yet, who are looking for business opportunities, who are open-minded and hungry, and these are people who've been involved into maybe gaming industry, but also in some business-related topics groups. So my ideal client will be, let's call it John, in the early 30s, who have interest into the gaming, who understand the industry, but also with the desire of being an entrepreneur. Sound cool, right? Ideal client. And what will be step number 4, my plan to actions, what strategy I will use and how I will make to turn this prospect into the client, into the business partner. From where I can find people like John, what I will be using, what my approach will be like. So I will write a script based on the presentations that we just had about the meetings. It could be very briefly, only a few points. And I will assume that I will meet this person in Facebook groups about maybe earn on crypto and gaming, because I love the crypto concept in gaming industry. It's very unique. Also, we'll have a look at the LinkedIn, because there are lots of companies who can offer or a lot of groups when they can offer some chats about business building. So we'll have a look on one group about business and another group about gaming, and to see what sort of people I can find over there. So you see, I'm done. So how long it took me? Probably 15 minutes, but I also dive a little bit deeper to explain each step. How hard it is to do this exercise by yourself, or better with somebody else. If it's hard, put hard. If it's not hard, then put simple in chat, so then we can decide if this is a good play work to consider. Okay, English chat, do you find this exercise hard or not? Simple, easy, perfect. I thought so, but it will definitely help you. If you go through this exercise individually, or better with a group, with somebody, with your peer, with your friend, with your colleague from the same group we have, MLCI Bootcamp, then you would be able to see how you guys working together, how you can help each other to go through this personal network strategy development, and you would be able to almost complete your entire business system. Let's go to the next slide. Homework for day 3. So the interview 2 successful individuals in your network. again, the homework is not needed for tomorrow. You have a time to do when it's convenient for you. But the purpose of this exercise is to actually get you excited about the results which people can achieve in our business. So interview 2 people and have a look what role they have, like what they achieve in the company, and how you can take this points to your own benefits. Number 2, attend the networking event. So this is now time to turn training from the theoretical to practical exercises. Attend the networking event. Start looking for people. Try to connect at least with 5 people. Now you know how to what to start with. We start with the dreams and goals. I hope you all have your reason why you're here, not because somebody told you to attend this training, but because you wanted to, because you have a goal and you have a dream which you wanted to fulfill and make in reality. Now you also learned and you know about effective communication, what to do in order to be effective at your communication, building rapport, have a listening skills. Today you learn about building relationships. We give you the structure, how to invite, and most importantly, how to conduct your first ever meetings. We also discussed about yesterday from where to find the contacts. So now it's your go time. Now you have enough information to actually go and start approaching, inviting people, and to do your first presentations. Which is number 3. Create the personalized invitation script using what you learn and your own experience relating to your MLCI business. Practice the script with a friend and ask the feedback. And step number 4, utilize the framework to create a compelling presentation script. So the invitation, it was the first step when you invite the person and you remember the 3 points which we discussed, to making sure that you can build the rapport, that you pre-qualify the person, and you have a curiosity. This will be a very short script you need to create. And exercise number 4, this is your presentation. These 8 steps, which we go much more detail, and I explain you each step with an example. So create now this for yourself. If you need the presentations, we have them. You can ask in chat. Moderators will send you the presentations for Eversend. We have Eversend product presentation. We have Eversend MLCI presentation business. We have a Redpad game product presentation, and we have Redpad game training presentation. We have EPU presentations as well, which is Australian project, both product and the business. So use this ready presentations for you to apply on the meeting on these 8 steps and create your own script. It could be just the bullet points, but this will be the framework you will be working with from today, because today you learn everything you need to start building effectively MLCI. If our trainings were 3 days training, I could proudly say, guys, you know all the basics. Now you're ready to go. This information will be more than enough for you, not just to start the business MLCI, but to start successfully, because of the foundation we just built within these 3 days. It's almost like we're building the house, the mansion of your dream. And within these 3 days, we build the foundation. This is what you need to know about business MLCI. Whatever you will learn tomorrow, day after tomorrow, whatever you will be learning later on at the leadership training, this will be the building the walls of your house, to building the roof of your house, and decorating with the windows and etc. But the foundation is here. This is it. So let's go to the next slide to summarize everything which we learned. So day 1 is done. Effective communication is done. Day 3 is done. We learn about relationship building, and we learn tons of information about business MLCI. And I'm looking forward to see you in the groups, to see your feedbacks. I hope after 2 hours, you are as excited as you were when you just came today for today's presentation. And that will be all from my side. Thanks a lot again, everybody who attended, who participated in the training. For the guys like you, we are putting this training together, and I hope that you learn a lot. Please share, give us feedback. It's so important for me, for Armand, to know your feedback, because we do this for you guys. We want you to be successful, and feedback is everything in our job, in our mission. What do we do for creating new economic revolution over the world? That's it from my end. Have a good evening, have a good day, and I see you all tomorrow for skill number 4, day 4 tomorrow. Thank you. You take care. Bye bye.